Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Board Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked? Bella Vreda, I do think that worked. It is Trajectory Tuesday. We're back from the Caymans. Come on, Bella, as we explore the superpower of Integrous influence with our extraordinary co-creators of today, Melissa and Dawn. Please, Bella, who's here?
Sean, we definitely have some G Hicks here today for the South Florida Business Women Building Legacies Heart of Influence, as if that's not a mouthful. But first, coming from Miami, Florida, board certified pediatrician, 27 years of clinical expertise, leading a concierge style pediatric practice, prioritizing personalized attention, affiliated with top institutions, now focus on integrative medicine, well-being, strong patient leaderships, and preventative care, known for holistic, child-centered approach, combining medical precision with warmth and empathy, deeply committed to long-term family wellness. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Margaret O'Neill.
Welcome, and how should we refer to you? Dr. Margaret, some other way? How should I refer to you?
My name's Dr. Okonkwo. You can call me Margaret or Dr.
Okonkwo. I mean, how do you want to be referred to? Dr. Okonkwo, is that what you'd like?
It depends on how formal this is or how not formal it is.
Well, listen, I'm a JD, so you can call me Sean or you can call me Dr. Callaghy. So why don't you kick us off and which way are we going?
How casual is this?
It is super casual.
Margaret.
Let's go, Margaret. So Margaret, also known as Dr. Okonkwo, warm welcome. And Margaret, here's the deal. Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year, just like the last 30 seconds or so. So Margaret, to kick this game off, we're going to ask for a fun fact. Could be a shocking moment, a surprising moment. It could be something that's fun, adventurous, or magical. Anything, Margaret, that's a headline. For example, I don't know, maybe Bella Vreda made out with a stingray in Grand Cayman, and so did I. Like, that would be a headline.
Made out with a stingray. Melissa made out with a stingray.
I made out with a stingray.
Yeah, I don't want to have telling stories about anybody else. So I can go with Bella, and anybody else can share what they want, including Melissa. But Margaret, yes, what is your headline fun fact? Quick footnote, Margaret, Everybody's counting on you because they're going to follow what you do. And Bella has her Chuck Barris Gong Show Gong. If we go over a headline and go into a story. So, Margaret, the pressure's on. We believe in you. Margaret, what is your headline fun fact, please?
Fun fact about me?
Yes.
Oh, I've traveled all over the world.
Amazing. And what is, if you can go anywhere, and by the way, that is a great headline fun fact. Congratulations. And what if you can go anywhere in the world tomorrow and you just magically transport there, time stop, no other considerations of except where you want to go, where would you go tomorrow?
Vietnam.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vietnam, loving the smell of napalm in the morning. And Bella Rita's father, two combat tours in Vietnam. Margaret, warm welcome. Great leadership getting us started. Bella, Margaret did it. Who's next?
Margaret did it, coming from Plantation, Florida, a doctor of Oriental medicine, licensed acupuncture physician, published researcher, passionate advocate for integrative healthcare, owner of an integrative health and longevity center, and founded a nonprofit dedicated to making Eastern medicine accessible, affordable, and validated. Holds a doctorate in integrative of Eastern and Western medicine, nearing a postdoctoral PhD, exploring traditional Chinese medicine, role in immunity, neurology, and long COVID recovery. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Jennifer Cruz.
Same question, Doctor. How shall we refer to you?
Jennifer's fine.
Jennifer, thank you very much. And please, Jennifer, what is your headline fun fact?
Fun fact. My hands are certified as lethal weapons because I'm a martial artist.
Whoa, I'm loving that. This is super cool. And what is your martial art of choice?
Mudukwon Taekwondo.
Mudukwon Taekwondo, Belvrita. If you get out of line, we're calling Jennifer. Belvrita, over to you.
I was gonna say the same thing about you, Jennifer. I may need some of your help with your lethal hands. But welcome, Jennifer, to the heart of
Except Jennifer, Bella thinks that I am committing assault and violent acts if I say no to her. Bella, back to you.
That is true. That is true. You should never say no to me. Ever. Even God agrees because he gave me a halo today.
Yes, that was perfect.
Yes. I think this should be a violation. You should be imprisoned for that. But we'll kick back to the show. And next up from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, founded and leads a direct primary care practice delivering unrushed 30 to 60-minute visits, same-day access, and transparent pricing. No insurance required, no surprises. From delivering babies in remote Mexico to practicing internal medicine in Chicago and Florida for 15 years, equips individuals and small business teams with healthcare clarity, holistic wellness, and saving via precision medicine, discounted labs, and imaging and meds. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Lonnie Brown.
Warm welcome. And how shall we refer to you? It's like a doctor-centric show, Bella. Read it, please.
Oh, we can't hear you, Lonnie.
Oh, no.
But you're not muted. But Sean, why we're going through all of these, how do we want to refer to these doctors? Since I play a doctor on the Heart of Influence, I would like to be referred to as Dr. Bella. Yes, everybody else can go by their first names, and they paid a lot in their educations, but you know, since I play one on TV, I'll go with Dr. Bella today.
Well, Dr. Bella, where are we going since Lonnie is a little tricked up? But Dr. Bella, where do we go?
Dr. Bella in the house. Next up from Miami, Florida, guided billion-dollar finance portfolios, lobbied for social equity and development programs that uplift and empower. Founded and leads a free boxing initiative for over 290 Parkinson patients, transforming personal adversity into a mission of movement. A committed advocate, educator, and proud Jewish leader, combating hate, champion inclusion, and embracing the profound journey of motherhood and grandparenting. Let's welcome to the show, Jenny Insline.
Jenny, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, Melissa and Dawn style for today. And please, Jenny, what is your headline fun fact?
Well, I like to consider myself a change agent, but I think that doesn't sound like fun. So for a fun fact, I would tell you that I am a Zumba instructor.
Ooh.
Bella Verita, we got some G Hicks present, growth driven, heart centered, integrous people committed to mastery who also have some fun. Lethal Weapons, hip shaking Bella Verita. Come on.
Hip shaking. Sean, I think I would like to see you do a Zumba class as a repayment for even considering I was wrong today. I think
Yes.
the repayment is you should be doing a Zumba class. Melissa, do you agree? She's shaking her head yes. Melissa is in alignment and you should pay. Yes.
I think
I will
so.
happily do Zumba and I will do it online, live on Facebook. Let's go.
Perfect. Let's go. Next up, let's see. Do we have Lonnie back? Lonnie, welcome back. Let's check your audio, see if we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Lonnie. And what is your headline fun fact we've got you?
Other than, I guess, delivering babies in a remote mountain in Mexico, I also had to vaccinate cats and dogs and suture my own hand when I fell from a horse.
Oh my
That's-
goodness. All kinds of excitement. Babies in mountains, vaccinating cats and dogs, suturing the self. Bella Verita. We got a lot going on today. Over to you.
Yeah.
Lonnie's got a lot going on. Welcome, Lonnie, to the Heart of Influence. And next up, one of our co-producers of the day from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, once told she had the bones of a 90-year-old, then became the bone alchemist, rebuilding her strength, opening 2 OsteoStrong centers in South Florida, empowering others to restore vitality, prevent fractures, and optimize musculoskeletal, that's always a big word, health through science-backed, drug-free solutions, helping people live strong, activate, and live vibrant lives until their final breath. Let's welcome to the show, Dawn Holy.
Dawn, it is not easy to assemble folks, especially doctors. Outstanding work, value provided for everyone by you and Melissa and Dawn. Please, what is your headline fun fact on your Heart of Influence?
My fun fact for today is that in my 50s, I learned how to wake surf behind a ski boat without holding on to the rope. And it's one of my favorite things to do with my children.
Whoa. So if you don't hold on to the rope, where are you, what's the attachment?
Well, you have to hold on to get started, but then you just ride the wake.
You like surf like you do in the ocean, Sean.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Super
It's like you're surfing the wave behind the boat.
That's very cool.
It's easier than in the ocean because the wake is just pretty constant and steady. And, so once you get on it, you can just ride it.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Dawn. That is a super cool fun fact. Bella Verita, Dawn's here. And
Dawn is here, and our other rock star coming from New York, refusing to accept conventional medicine limits, eliminated her son's severe eczema, and calmed his ADHD, and reversed her own Hashimoto's through root cause nutrition, built a thriving national integrative and regenerative medicine practice, serving over 600 patients from infants to celebrities without a single ad in under 3 years. Excuse me, a champion of food as medicine and co-owner of New York's only certified organic restaurant, and trained along NFL athletes and optimized college teams, blending science with real world nutrition. Let's welcome to her show, Melissa Kalari.
Melissa, fresh off the Cayman Islands you are, and please, thanks for today and your fun fact.
Okay. I'm not a doctor, but I've dissected a fresh head. I've dissected a head and a face, and
Yeah.
I mean, was the person alive at the time?
Well, clearly not.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I feel much better, Melissa. So,
So that, yeah,
I didn't know if we were like confessing to like murder on the show.
I
So-
mean, no, I did not. But that's just to add to that whole assassin thing. I've got lots of fun things in my pocket that
Lots
nobody
of
knows about. So
and we're not naming names, I understand, but you have a lot of famous patients you've also worked with, like that people would easily know who they are. Am I hearing you correctly?
you are correct.
Yes. So Dawn, Melissa, two certainly impact players with massive integrity, commitments to mastery. Both Dawn, Melissa, shall I introduce the woman who's been doing the introducing? I'll take that as a big yes, even though I'm blind and I can't see heads nodding, but thank you very much. And this is without a teleprompter because I am in fact blind. So let me see how I do from memory. Okay. Let's go with it. This woman who's been doing the introducing began her own career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she put 3 words together that don't go together. Teenager, network marketing, and 7 figures. Yes, $1 million business as a teenager with the red hair blowing the convertible as she's making bank selling things in network marketing. That's just like, I'm going to pivot at the age of 24, do something that no woman's ever done. She's three-peating like Michael Jordan, except not in hoops, but instead in business brokerage. 24, 25, 26 years old in this male-dominated industry, Bella Verita is the #1 business broker in the whole state of Nevada. She's the first woman ever to do it at all and youngest person, male or female, take that, dudes, to ever be Nevada's #1 business broker, again, let alone 3 straight years. She then begins to train Fortune 500 companies, the big boys and girls, on all sorts of things and entrepreneurs. And in fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer. Either she learned it on YouTube or from a blind man. First show today, I think it was YouTube. I think we've tipped back over to Blind Man, but just hanging by a thread. And she's also raised 8 figures for charity. 8 figures in the last, that's $10 million plus with the Unblinded team as a philanthropist. Also a 2-time, about to be 3-time published author who in 2023 battled publicly, heart-centeredly, and resiliently cancer in her 1,700th plus episode. Let's welcome to Dawn and Melissa's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, the one, the only, Bella Verita. Bella Verita, please, in your infinite wisdom, Dr. Bella, your headline fun fact.
I'm gonna go with the headline fun fact that I saw Sean practically make out with a shark in Grand Cayman last week as we were scuba diving, and the shark was laying at the bottom of the ocean, and with Sean's vision, he wanted to get super close, so he got within 2 feet of it and like laid in the sand with it and didn't move for about like 5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure if he could, he would have taken that shark home and let it sleep with him that night. So that is my fun fact for today.
Yes, it was a 7.5-foot shark. It might have gotten a little weird, Bella, for both of us. But yes, we could have figured it out. Yes, I will confess. So Bella Verita, from that place, let's go.
From that place, I'm going to introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Bet Keat at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for charity in 2 years. Let's welcome to the stage the one, the only, Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Bella Verita. Thank you, Miss Dawn, and appreciate you guys, and a warm welcome to everyone. And I'm going to go with this as my headline fun fact. I often go with, I'm a blind man that has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions. And in fact, I was scuba diving in Grand Cayman on the weekend and surfing in New Jersey the last 2 days. But I'm going to go with this for today, since we have all of our doctor colleagues present. Today, not yesterday, this day, Belle of Reed and everyone, we have crossed at Caligie Law and Caligie Recovery. I'm Sean Caligie, recovering $1 billion in underpayments and non-payments for medical providers in our entire history of 28 years. But we are on pace this year alone, currently, to recover $500 million. So that gives you a sense of the current growth trajectory that we're on. $1 billion crossed today, all time, and we're on pace for $500 million this year alone. And we are confident we'll do $1 billion plus alone next year. So that is my fun fact for today, Belle of Reed.
That is a super fun fact, Sean Caligie. Congratulations. That is absolutely extraordinary.
Yes.
And that's fascinating. So it took you how many years to get to $1 billion? And then you're going to get to another $500 million in how many months, just for the contrast?
Yes. So 28 years to do $1 billion, 12 months to do $500 million. But our current trajectory would put us at $1 billion in the next 12 months alone from right here. Like 2025, we will cross $500 million alone. But if we measured it from like this month and last month going forward, we're tracking for $1 billion in the next 12 months. And we believe that we'll do $1 billion in 6 months next year. So that is the current trajectory of things.
That is a pretty incredible trajectory and incredible work that you're doing. And shall we get to the things?
Let's do the things. Who's going first?
I think Margaret's is up for going first, Sean.
Okay, so listen, everybody, I had a little fun making some introductions, but we are up to serious business here. If you think about it, there's only one human attainable superpower. I mean, we can't be that much stronger, that much faster, jump that much higher, break that many more concrete blocks or wood than other people in any physical adventure would have in life. So we just can't.
Melissa might disagree. If you stop eating pizza, that you might be able to lift more and run faster. But we'll save that story for a different day.
Yes, but not at superhuman levels, right? But superhuman levels come into effect in the space of human influence, the ability to cause yes, in individual and group dynamics. I mean, think about the difference between Oprah and everybody else in income. If Oprah Winfrey is 25,000 times wealthier than the average American household, that would mean in the bench press, somebody had to be bench pressing like millions of pounds more than other people to equate. In fact, if Oprah Winfrey was that much taller than other human beings than she is wealthy, Oprah Winfrey would have commercial airliners striking her kneecap. That's how much taller she would be. So in our leadership, in our management, our recruitment, our fundraising for profit, not for profit, and yes, of course, in our marketing and selling, that's the causing of yes. That's the superpower. And of course, all that leads to the force that I think is the greatest, I am certain, is the greatest force on earth, the force of compound influence, which begins with that causing of yes. So that's what we're doing here. We're in a research and development laboratory, not what it looks like in pitching, hooking, closing. Yuck, who wants that? But when heart-centered, sophisticated people come together to cause yes, that should happen, like Melissa stopping me from eating pizza 3 times a week, that would be an integrous yes. How do we go about doing these things? So Margaret, Bella's going to be anyone you want her to be. It doesn't have to be a sales yes. It could be any yes you want. It could just be a yes for even a longer conversation with a patient, a client. It could be a fundraising for charity situation or speaking to somebody famous like an Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett. Maybe you want to speak on their show, their stage, or have them on your podcast or something. Whatever yes would make sense to you. And again, it just has to be a yes, even for a longer conversation. It doesn't have to be a final yes. So Margaret, the simple question is, who would you like Bella of Reed to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
What am I supposed to be figuring out? What Bella's going to be? What?
Yes, that you're going to be causing a yes with. Like, what's a yes that would make sense to you? It could be for a speaking engagement that you want to have. It could be a yes.
Oh, like a patient, like a family, a parent.
Yeah, anything you want. Sure, for sure.
I mean,
Like,
in
what
terms
would
of
be
my business? It would be a parent.
okay? And so Belle will be a parent of what kind of child?
An 8-year-old.
And what type of challenge would the 8-year-old be having?
Overall health problems, issues with wellness, attention deficit, behavior problems.
Perfect. How about this? Bella, you're the parent of a child. I mean, I'm being serious now. A parent like yourself at 8 years old. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I knew you were gonna say that.
All right, thanks in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Am I supposed to be trying to convince you of something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, this is Dr. Okonkwo. Thank you for your interest in my practice. I hear your daughter has a problem with school and also just she gets sick a lot.
Yeah, we're having, she has like chronic ear infections and just definitely, the teachers keep pulling me in for teacher conference that she's like runs all over the room. She doesn't sit still. It's just in constant need of attention. And we've had a couple of different occasions where there's been some, severe outbursts. That doesn't happen too often, but feel like something is there's something related there, just not sure what.
And what has your pediatrician done so far? How has your pediatrician helped you?
Well, nothing, because I went to my pediatrician and when the last ear infection that we had, and they said everything was fine, and then things got worse. We ended up in the emergency room, and that's when he was diagnosed. So I feel like, our pediatrician isn't as thorough as we would like, and maybe we
So in my practice, my patients have direct access to me. So my parents can call me directly, text me directly. It's easy to get an appointment. There's no wait time. So if there's any worsening illness or any questions a parent has after the visit, they can always come back easily and they can reach me easily. In my practice, I've focused on holistic approaches to taking care of my patients. So really focusing on reducing the amount of prescribed medications they get, which actually contributes to chronic illness, ironically, the overprescription of medications to children. So in my practice, first of all, you would have had easy access to me. You could have let me know your daughter was worsening, and probably would have solved your problem without going to the emergency room. A lot of times ear infections don't have to be treated with antibiotics. And that is actually part of standard of care, but oftentimes doctors feel like they have to give somebody something, when they come out of a 5 to 8 minute visit with them. So in my office, many of my patients have never been on antibiotics, even though they're in their teens. In terms of the behavior, I have a holistic module in my practice for kids who have attention deficit. A lot of attention deficit is actually caused by things that don't require medication. So just delving into nutrition, the microbiome, vitamin deficiencies or excesses, all of those things should be looked at in children who are having any behavioral problems. You obviously do an assessment for attention deficit. There's a standard way to assess a child, but the outcome doesn't always have to be medication.
Wow. Doctor, thank you so much. I had no idea, really and truly, that this was even an option. I have so many questions. I want to know how you ended up, give me your number and how all of this works. So would love to come in and, bring in my daughter and have a longer conversation and see what it takes to be a patient with you.
Perfect. Well, it's a membership-based model. So my patients are all members of the practice and they pay a monthly membership fee. And with that, they get all access to me. The attention deficit module is a different structure for the practice, but to be an actual patient for like medical care, it's a membership-based model. So all you have to do is register.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I look forward to meeting you in person.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Margaret. Outstanding. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. And Bella, who is following up Margaret?
Following up Margaret is Miss Lethal Hands Jennifer.
Please, Jennifer, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Well, first and foremost, I am humbled to be here with all of you. This is incredible. Margaret, great answer. I'd love to come into your practice and send patients your way. I would love, Bella, if you could please be the governor.
Oh, the
Oh,
governor
That's
of
the
Florida.
only way to bring healthcare reform into this state. So we're all from Florida. Let's do it.
Let's go, Bella. You are the great governor of Florida, Governor DeSantis. Take us in.
Oh, I'd be Governor Bella.
Governor Bella. Take us in, Governor Bella.
Governor Bella, how can I help you?
Well, I am here today to advocate for acupuncture within our state. I believe that Eastern wisdom and Western science needs to be accessible, affordable, and ultimately, I don't think that it should be an alternative, but an integral part of our standard of healthcare. So,
And so tell me, Jennifer, well, thank you first of all for, setting up this meeting. My team said that I needed to have the meeting. And so tell me, like, how do you see acupuncture being seen, and what is the clear ask that you're asking for? Because I don't think I'm clear on what specifically it is that you'd like.
I would like to see acupuncture in every major hospital, practice, covered through health insurance, not just partially, but.
And how do you feel I could help with that? What is it that you need from me?
I need you to put it and pass it on our ballot for our state as part of primary care. And I need you to understand that it will better our state as a whole to have healthier, happier communities through integrating the two paradigms, one emergency medicine and one preventative. And acupuncture ultimately has the ability to decrease inflammation and increase immunity, which in turn regulates the nervous system. So that way we keep more people in a parasympathetic state where these diseases don't exacerbate, or dis-ease within the body doesn't manifest.
Sounds very, I think you make a really great point. I think this is going to take a bit of a longer conversation. So I am presuming you have some sort of proposal, some sort of presentation that if we were to actually meet in person, that, you could present to me as to why this would make sense for our state.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's set up that conversation and we can see where it goes from there.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Jennifer,
I would like for you to start referring to me as your governor, please.
Governor Bella, Governor Dr. Bella, Governor, paging Dr. Bella, Governor. Yes. So Jennifer, Margaret, outstanding. Bella, let's talk about feedbackers and the one word and all those things, please.
Let's do it. Feedbackers, otherwise known as judges, you're going to give 30 seconds of feedback on what they did great, what they could do to improve on, and then one word that just of how you felt from what it is that they shared. So 30 seconds of feedback, what they did great, what they could improve, and then one word on just how you felt from their presentation. So let's kick it off with Lonnie. And Lonnie, how about your 30 seconds of feedback from Margaret?
I thought Margaret did a great job. She was able to explain what direct primary care is and would draw us into her practice and want to be part of it, which, it was a great sell, I guess. And it was a great explanation. So I think it was good.
Awesome. And Lonnie, what's one word of how you felt about Margaret's presentation? And like, put it to one word, what would that one word be?
Trust.
Trust. Love it. Excellent job. Thank you for that, Lonnie. Bella, trust for Margaret. Come on.
Trust for Margaret. And let's go. Jennifer. Jennifer, how about your 30 seconds feedback for, no, it was Jenny. Jenny, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jennifer?
For Jennifer. So having worked in lobbying and having that background, your argument is good because you're presenting the benefits of acupuncture, which I happen to be a big advocate of that. I actually go once a week for acupuncture to treat my Lyme disease. But when you're speaking with a governor, especially Governor DeSantis, you need to also present the argument that you're going to have from him, which is the pharma. You're coming from a perspective of preventive, and the pharma industry does not like preventive medicine because they have a major lobby. So for somebody who doesn't know anything about acupuncture, the presentation I think was optimal. And the one word I would use for you is awareness.
All right, Jenny, outstanding. Awareness, trust. These are some outstanding feedbackers, Bella Rita. Please.
Outstanding feedbackers. Let's go. Dawn, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Margaret, please?
So I learned a lot in the conversation and was thinking a lot about if I had a child that was going through those things and how much information I was getting just in that short amount of time about ways I might be able to help my child. I thought that was great. And I felt that my one word was authoritative.
Outstanding, Dawn. Thank you. Bella Rita, you're authoritative too. And I'm scared of you. Yes, please, Bella.
Let's go, Melissa. Melissa, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jennifer, please?
Yes. So first of all, I like that you went straight to the source, because change happens. It can either happen from the top down or the bottom up, but the fastest change is when you influence a larger group. And so that creates 10x change versus one patient at a time. So I love that you went straight to the source. I love that you balanced both Eastern and Western medicine as opposed to one, because they complement one another. They are integral to health and wellness because there's a need for both, and they complement, they don't contrast one another. I think the one thing that I could say that both could have probably done better was just to get to the next point, be more specific or ask for the next step so that you keep the communication ongoing and you know that there is a next step. So often you get a very short frame of time to introduce. So it just make sure you have a follow-up available and you met their needs as well. So just a couple of more questions asking for kind of their pain point. Why would this be important to him? Or why would this be important to the mother of the patient with ADHD? That was me for quite some time. So yes. One word.
Yes.
Is balance. Balanced.
Let's go. Yep. Balanced. I'm hearing it, Melissa. Melissa, are you ready at this point and Dawn for Bella Rita to give me a hard time?
Always.
I heard in her voice, Sean, that she takes great pleasure in that.
Yes, I think I'm only more afraid of Melissa than you, Bella. It's one of the only people that I feel that way about. But yes, Bella, because she wants to make me eat vegetables. So Bella Rita, please, over to you.
Yes. So yes, this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I cooked them up as the show has been going on. Ultimately, Melissa, Dawn, you guys get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about the scenarios. You can combine scenarios, or you can scrap them all together. And Melissa, you can come up with something much, much harder for Sean if it so suits you. But do you ladies want to hear what I have so far? All right. So option number one is Laura Ingraham, I think is how you pronounce her name, on Fox News. She's a Fox News host known for her highly reserved, button-up persona and worldview that rejects any pop culture trends. So option number one is Sean would go from hello to yes with Laura to convince her to do a Zumba class live on Fox Network. So that would be option number one. Option number two is Sean could play Dr. Margaret going hello to yes to a parent who doesn't believe in holistic care. She believes in traditional medicine, only medications, believes holistic care is like phony medicine. And Sean would go from hello to yes with her to convince her to give her child holistic care as an option. So that is option number 2. And then, of course, Melissa and Dawn is Sean could do a reverse role play of Jennifer, but going from hello to yes with the actual Governor DeSantis on passing the bill for acupuncture to be seen as primary care. So those are the 3 options I have for you today, Dawn and Melissa. Any of those tickle your fancy that you would like to see Sean go from hello to yes with?
I like 2 a lot. I would love to see you be a very skeptical, give me the drugs, is insurance going to pay for it, type of person, mother.
Okay. And I will not play the role, somebody else here.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
who would you like to play that role? The tough mom.
I think Margaret should play the tough mom.
Margaret, are you up for playing the tough mom? She says sure. She's unmuting, but she's saying sure. Melissa, are you aligned with this?
Works for me.
All right. Sean, are you there?
Of course.
All right. So you are going to play the role of, let's go, Dr. Margaret, who wants to convince a parent to explore holistic care for her child. But as Dawn said, Margaret is like the mother who doesn't believe, wants the drugs, thinks holistic is just all some phony business.
Yeah, and one quick question. Is this a person that has what's the resources that this person does or does not have?
Dawn, what's the resources and this person does want insurance to pay for it. I did hear Dawn say that.
Yeah.
And what is their resources?
Limited
resources.
Got it. Okay. And and who is going to play the mom?
Margaret.
Okay, awesome. Hi and I am, who am I? So
Me.
You're Dr. Margaret.
You're me.
okay. So we'll call it, then we'll call you Joan. Okay. Hi, is Joan available?
I'm Joan.
Hey, Joan. This is Dr. Margaret. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Well, I'm really grateful. And Joan, I'm pretty clear, I read some of your information that holistic is not your thing. Totally get it. But may I ask you then, what prompted you to even accept this conversation in the first place?
Well, I figured even though you practice holistically, you would still just give me medicines for my child anytime they were sick.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you for that. And I saw in the chart, your child is 8 years old. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And and I know there's ADD problems, ADHD challenges, and there's some ODD, oppositional defiant disorder that's been present. So am I reading those things correctly? And if I am, may I ask, what's the ultimate vision, the hope, the belief, that you want for your child? Please, Joan.
Just to behave well in school. So she's going to need medication to do that. And that's really what I'm interested in, medication.
Got it. And I've heard you say the word medication 4 times so far in our conversation. And so I heard you're interested in your child behaving well. What's the ultimate, though, vision? So for your child, is it health, wellness? Is it just they behave well? What is it overall? I'm hearing
Yeah, of course, I
medication.
want her to be healthy and do well in school and not have any problems with behavior and, be able to go to school every day and not get sick,
Yeah.
grow into a healthy adult.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all that. So I'm hearing your heart. I'm also hearing some real hesitancy in having any conversation outside of medication. And I'm hearing, if I may, Joan, even a little bit of fear, which is okay, and protectiveness. May I ask, what's the root of it? I heard
Well, it's
medication.
that,
Here's what I'm really hearing you say is, I want medication. Do not dare discuss anything but that with me. I'm cool with it. I'm just I'm telling you what I'm hearing. Am I hearing correctly? If I am, what's going on?
Yes, because that's how all of my children have been treated by any doctor. They get the 5 to 6 office visit and a prescription at the end. So that's just what I'm expecting from any new doctor I decide to choose for my children.
Sure. And so if I could ask this, because we only have about a minute or so left, here's the if, we could show you that there may be a different path because of dynamics of ADD, ADHD, ODD are often treated by medication. You're absolutely correct. But as certain as you are that that's what's necessary for your child, I am certain, with great respect and love, because I read your chart, that you couldn't possibly know that. And neither could any doctor. Your child, Mary, Joan, I think your daughter's name is Mary. Mary may absolutely need medication. But 3 out of 4 children that I see don't. 1 out of 4 does. So and by the way, all medications come, Joan, with tremendous side effects. If I read you the list right now of side effects that the medications for ADD, ADHD, and ODD provide to your beautiful 8-year-old daughter, Mary, it would make your heart very heavy. What the pharmaceutical industry has sold our government, the populace, is that these are necessary, always. They're only necessary, though, Joan, sometimes. And I am clear you love your child. So all I'm simply asking for, I'm not crazy, is, and I help people all the time. I have lists and lists of parents and children that we've helped, is if we could have a 30-minute conversation about what is really possible and how we can determine whether or not medication is in fact necessary for Mary or not. And yes, it is not covered by insurance. That's true. But the cost is incredibly reasonable. And I know you're not a person that's wealthy. I'm clear. I also read that in the chart. But could we at least have a 30-minute complimentary consultation that I'd be willing to put my time in to give you some clarity, to perhaps unblind you to things you may not see that could be massively beneficial for Mary's future? So Joan, how would it resonate or not for me to invest 30 minutes of my time, which I paid for my education, I paid to learn all this, but I am a stand for your child and for your relationship with your child to invest 30 minutes of my time for you. Would you receive that gift from me? How would that resonate with you or not, please?
I would definitely be open to that. I'd love to hear how you can help her.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I know that. I feel that in my heart that that's present for you. It's just that we're not taught this. In fact, we're taught things that just aren't true. So can I pass you along right now to my scheduling assistant, Tom, to get that booked up? And I really look forward to it. And I acknowledge you for your openness, Joan. Would that be okay if I pass you along to Tom right now?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. We'll get that set up and have a blessed day. And I'm really looking forward to the conversation and hopefully supporting Mary in a beautiful way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, out of roll. Okay, so Margaret, how did I do as Dr. Margaret having a conversation with Joan? Please.
That was very good. That was good.
Yeah, and what resonated for you about it?
I think you tried to get to her emotions, when you were trying to explain how you were trying to help her, gave her some hard facts, how many children actually don't need medication. Sometimes that's what parents need to hear, hard facts. Also, what I do talk to my parents about is big pharma and how they've hijacked medicine, and there's a lot of corruption.
Sure.
Big pharma goes all the way up, into the levels of government. And I have to deal with that a lot with my patients. They don't trust. Right now, parents don't trust. And so I talk to them a lot about big pharma. I gotta let them know I'm on your side. I'm not going to just throw medications at you, your kids, because some drug rep came and sold it to me an hour before. So
thank you for
their trust.
Thank you, Margaret, for your stand for truth and integrity, for all that you do. And overall, how was your experience on Dawn and Melissa's Heart of Influence today?
It was good. It's a good learning experience because you got to be able to think on your feet.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, great job. And thank you for being here today. And let's go with Jenny. Really appreciated your work in the feedbacker chair. Jenny, how was your experience today on the Heart of Influence, please?
Jenny, there you
Sorry,
go.
I was muted. Very nice, very eye opener to hear so many different perspectives, and at the same time, very excited because I am a big fan of functional medicine. I'm actually a patient of Dr. Mark Hyman for the past 19 years. So my husband and I both do a lot of alternative and functional medicine. He has Parkinson's and I have Lyme disease.
Wow.
And your conversation with Dr. Margaret right now is something that I have to deal with a lot when I have a new patient coming to my boxing program and I have to convince them that there's other options beyond medication. And one thing that I would add is that what helps for me, a specific example of a patient, of an experience, of how it worked for him or her, because
sure.
then the new patient can actually relate. But this is amazing, and I'm grateful to Dawn for including me. I'm not a doctor, but I behave as a doctor about 3 days a week. So I have so much exposure to Parkinson's patients that I actually do presentations at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Well, thank you for that, Jenny, and for making a stand for people, for sure. And speaking of doctors, Dr. Bella, over to you.
Thank you. Let's go with our certified lethal hands, also in the participant seat, did a phenomenal job with Governor Bella. And Jennifer, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was incredible. I'm very appreciative and humbled to be here, as I said earlier, and just to be able to advocate and educate and be a voice. I'm able to bring my purpose-driven mission to the forefront of our communities. So thank you all.
Great work, and thank you for being here today. Bella.
Let's go with our doctor who sutures her own hands, vaccinates cats and dogs, and delivers babies in Mexico. Lonnie, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
I loved it. Med school, they don't teach us how to do this, one-on-one and convince people or business and things like that. And I just opened my practice 2 years ago. So this is amazing. I loved it. And thank you for including me. And I couldn't stop smiling. Thank you.
Yeah, and Lonnie, you're not alone. I went to Columbia University as an undergrad. They don't teach it to you there. I went to law school. They don't teach it to there either. In fact, they don't teach you this anywhere on earth, Lonnie, except here. Bella, speaking of that, I think we have some feedback from Leia, our actualized intelligence agent, on what happened today. Please, Bella.
We do have some feedback from Margaret and Jennifer from Leia, who is our actualized intelligence, who is programmed in the unblinded mastery formula, the 4 steps, the 4 energies, and the 12 indispensable elements. And so she has some beautiful feedback for Margaret and Jennifer. So let's start with Margaret. You entered with warm clinical authority, grounded, clear, and deep reassuring. The phrase, "My patients have direct access to me," landed like a lifeline tossed in stormy waters. Congruent, trust-building, and quietly bold. Your holistic, your heroic, unique identity shimmered with credibility, especially as you illuminated non-medication pathways with calm, confident clarity. To sharpen the blade further, consider turning your first few moments of emotional resonance before the clinical depth. Imagine walking into a house before handing over the blueprint. Also, invitation to register might benefit from a softer landing, perhaps one more question or patient success story to seal the moment in heart, not just logic. And with that dose of bedside brilliance, let's wheel the influence cart over to our next master in the making. Your score, 113 out of 130.
Excellent job, Margaret, for sure. And Bella, Please.
And next up for Jennifer, you stepped in with conviction and mission, poised like a bridge between two healing words. Your statement that acupuncture should not be an alternative, but integral, landed like a needle to the heart of truth, precise, powerful, and deeply felt. The vision you cast for public health shimmered with passion and purpose. That said, your clear ask needed a touch more acupuncture of its own, a sharper tip, a steadier hand. It took some gentle prodding from your listener to reveal the legislative request. Next time, lead with the ask and lace it with the wisdom. And with that meridian of magic aligned, let's pulse to our next point of power. Score 106 out of 130.
Excellent job, both Jennifer and Margaret. And Leah, wonderful feedback, of course, empowered by you, Belverita. With that, Dawn, thanks for bringing these fine folks together. You are a truly masterful, integrous, heart-centered, growth-oriented human, growth-driven, not growth-oriented. And Dawn, please, your final on today.
I just want to say thank you. And I think it was just amazing. I want to say I'm so excited about the people in this community that are really trying to change the health of people. And I thought the artificial intelligence feedback was phenomenal. Such a great gift. Thank you.
No, thank you, Dawn. And just the beginning, of course. Melissa, thank you for today and your final.
Yes. I'm just grateful to be in a room virtually with with like-minded healthcare integrity-based women who are making a tremendous difference, because it starts from this place. And it's not always the easiest place to lead from, but it's so necessary. So I'm just humbled and grateful. So thank you. And the actualized intelligence is amazing, because it picks up on little nuances that we may not, but the feedback is valuable and so spot on. So it's fun and amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. For everyone, we thank you and appreciate you being here today. And we have a couple quick gifts. First, our group influence book. It is a textbook. It's not a general book on how we employ the superpower of causing yes, but not just any yes with integrity. There's nothing like it. I wrote it because it didn't exist, so it's there for you first. Second, if you're like, what's this actualized intelligence stuff? Have a conversation with one of our teammates and get your more fulsome feedback on your entire appearance here today. And also a map, a blueprint of how you take your mission, your work, your ultimate vision from where it is to where you want it to be. It'll rock your world, blow your mind, doesn't exist anywhere. And those are our gifts from Dawn, from Melissa, and Unblinded for being here on the Heart of Influence today. Belverita, please, your final.
Yes, my final is all the gifts that Sean spoke about. First of all, thank you all for being here. Dawn, Melissa, absolutely extraordinary group of heart-centered, growth-minded women, and cannot wait to do more together. And so definitely take us up on having those business acceleration sessions with our team, because what you will get from our team and from our actualized intelligence will absolutely blow your mind. And you came here to meet each other. I think, Jennifer, I already heard you say, like, you want to send patients to Margaret. That's why you're here. So definitely continue the relationships with each other. With Dawn, Melissa, they'll help facilitate that and more that we could do together. So thank you all for being here. And Sean, back to you.
Yes, I end every show by saying this. First of all, thanks. Thanks for spending the time. Thank you for having a shared experience here together. And we wish you all the greatest blessings on your mission. And I may be physically blind, which I am. Can't see anything in front of me, but I'm absolutely certain the possibilities for acceleration that sit right in front of our face, like they sit right here, those possibilities for acceleration. But Belle, we could all use some unblinding, because with those possibilities sitting right here at some level, dang it, we're all blind.
and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Great job, Melissa. Great job, Dawn. Everyone. Thank you, Bella. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.